You're off-grid, no cellular reception, no internet connectivity, and you need to take some precise locations. Galileo HAS is an option that can take the pain off. E6 HAS is an extra signal broadcast by the Galileo satellite network, free of charge, global coverage, and it has about a 20-centimeter accuracy. Many GNSS receivers are capable of receiving that signal. However, there are very few currently on the market that can use that signal to gain a high precision fix. Thankfully, Spark PNT offers a range of receivers that does just that. On the ground here, I've got this kind of foam circle cut out to 1 meter diameter. So that shows you the rough accuracy of that off-the-shelf GNSS receiver. Inside, we've got the black circle etched onto that plate. That is the 20-centimeter circle representing HAS accuracy, and the orange dot in the middle is that 1 centimeter RTK fix. So within any of these bubbles, you can see that the position that your receiver is going to return is going to be bouncing around. Any given second is going to be a different location. And I also want to remind you that the horizontal accuracy is about half that of the vertical, meaning if your horizontal is 1 meter, your vertical is actually 2 meters of inaccuracy, about as tall as I am in both directions. So take that sphere, stretch it out, and now you've got a very oblong sphere with a lot of inaccuracy with an off-the-shelf receiver. Now, given a 10 to 15 minute convergence time, that's how long it takes for the receiver to receive that extra signal and arrive at a solution, we get down to about 20 centimeters. So now, depending on your application, you now have an accuracy within that 20 centimeter bubble, and you should be able to find your sprinkler head, your water meter, whatever the infrastructure is that you're looking to locate. Now, if you really need that high accuracy and need that 1 centimeter location, you need to pay that extra fee for a correction service. Now, if you're lucky enough to be in a state that has a free correction service, use it. But for those of us that don't, Colorado being one of them, you do need to pay a little extra to get that 1 centimeter accuracy. It's a rare cold and rainy day in Colorado. Let's head inside and evaluate the accuracy of Galileo HAS. We've come inside to have a look at how accurate the location received or resolved by HAS is compared to actual known values. So today we've got PyGPS client open with sort of a concentric rings to show you the accuracy. I really like PyGPS client because you can compare a known centroid or a known location to what the receiver is outputting. This is really handy for this high precision work because we need to have a dot, in this case the green dot, indicating where the antenna on the roof has been surveyed in. So that was a 24-hour log file sent off to a CSRS in Canada where they crunch the numbers and then return back a location of that antenna within millimeters. In this case, I think it's 4 or 5 millimeters. Now, if we compare the output of the green dot, the known location, to what our receiver is currently outputting, we can see that it's currently falling outside that 20 centimeter mark, but not by much. The 20 centimeter circle is very good. However, how does that compare with an RTK fix? So what we're going to do is connect to our device over Bluetooth, and then we're going to begin giving that device corrections using the Point Perfect corrections network. And we should see very quickly our location move from sort of that HAS circle of 20 centimeters down to something much, much more accurate. So this is where we're zooming into 1 centimeter or 10 millimeters, right? That's the size of that orange dot. And we can see the grouping of our locations much more accurately. In summary, if you have the ability to get on the internet, we highly recommend using a correction service. It's much less finicky, it's much higher accuracy. However, if you are far off the grid with no internet connectivity, HAS corrections are free, they're global, and they're pretty good. So consider them an excellent backup option if you need them in the field.